I'm aspired to be a compliance officer in the banking sector.
The first thing you answer everybody is cannot. I have gone through for a recession cycle. If you think the pandemic is bad, you should have been around during the Asian financial crisis of 1998. Welcome to another episode of Kopi. Okay, this time a bit more atas Kopi. Kopi Conversation with Uncle Seng. Today, I am ITE College Central. I have with me Catherine and Ryan. Essentially, a little gathering over Kopi under the hot sun to talk about, post-budget FY24 and other things that relate to them. Introduce yourself.
So my name is Catherine and I'm from Financial Services in Higher NITEC, and I'm also the President of Investment Club.
Ryan?
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Ryan from Financial Services, same class as Catherine, and I'm the Vice President of Investment Club.
I suppose, and policies over the recent years, we have been trying to focus on all-round education. I suppose, nourish everyone in every stage of life. Describe or tell us in terms of how you come to take the course that you're taking now at ITE.
I feel that ITE will give me the opportunity to explore more work experience, because now they are enrolling into a new course of work-study diploma. Even though now I'm still in Higher NITEC, but it might be a consideration for me to take on a diploma course in work-study diploma.
Beyond, let's say today, where do you think you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years?
For me, I have a very clear career goal of what I really want. So I was considering if I could get a diploma. As I've mentioned, the work-study diploma, that the ITE has given me opportunities to explore the world and gain work experience. Not only this, the work-study diploma also, the employer will also fund you for your school fees.
Yeah, that's true. Very important. Money is important. Career-wise, earlier we were discussing, what you want to be. Actually, instead of being in finance, if I ever have a second chance, I wanted to be a gardener because I love plants. Not to be, because my mother say, get real, get a proper job. Hence, I study economics and business. Your case, what would be something that interests you ultimately?
For now, I'm studying financial services is because I'm aspired to be a compliance officer in the banking sector.
Well, you'll be the most hated person in the financial institution. The most important, the first thing you answer everybody is cannot. And then they will score you. But okay, good options itself. Okay, yourself in terms of how long you've been here and where is your next stage, etc. that you see?
Okay, so I've been in ITE since last year, April. So it's a bit less than a year, almost finishing my year one. So I'm studying financial services because I have the interest of banking at first. So after studying, I noticed that it's very wide, that we cover a lot of stuff, like more than just banking, like for example insurance, risk management, and even fintech. So After that, I noticed that my interest lies heavily on fintech and AI, and I'll find that that's something I want to explore more in the future and maybe even be in the industry.
Okay, you'll be in a segment that is very, very wanted. Although I must say, even in fintech, media, very important in terms of how technology has now today enabled us to do a lot more because the machines are so good and we continue to engineer better materials and product that can deliver products that are being coded, and obviously AI, whether you're talking about text imaging or video. Where do you see yourself in terms of, let's say, 5 years from today or 10 years? Do you see yourself specializing in certain area, or do you think you'll be able to take your skill sets, go abroad somewhere to test it out?
So definitely, I feel that after studying a diploma, which is likely going to be ITE, I feel that I'll study ITE, and after that, I will most likely pursue a degree, and I will most likely join the fintech industry.
Both were you in financial services? Again, I suppose I must come back that although I have been in financial services for donkey years, more than 30 years, and they aspire to be in financial services, although in different types of in services. I mean, here in ITE, and which is very, very important from a Singapore's perspective, the country perspective, very important. You know, we do not want to be having just people in one specific skill set. Financial services is an extremely important leg of the Singapore economy, but we do have, you know, connections throughout the whole world, not just through financial services. It's transportation, it's logistics. We are a hub. We are a very, very connected hub, and we want to stay connected and competitive in terms of being able to create business opportunity that creates employment and actually across all industries. And the fun thing I like ITE is, well, almost everything that you can do, you can basically do it here, whether it's financial services, whether it is in IT, whether it's in design, whether it's in media, I think even nursing, full-time, part-time. The whole point really is we want Singapore labour force to be as useful, as nimble, so that in case we say no need complying officer because AI can learn everything already, you know, the text, the images, and so one complying officer that overlooks everything because AI, you know, in terms of just the technology allows things to be done. You know, it can be done. Like lawyers, you know, it's just memorizing volumes of legal cases, just the rulings, and then regurgitating them when it's necessary. Well, since I'm here, do you have any burning question in your mind to ask an old uncle like me?
So that, as we can see that Singapore is facing an aging population issue. So very soon there will be one elderly person in every 4 Singaporeans.
Yeah.
So actually, I want to ask like how younger people like us and younger workers can prepare to support themselves and their family in the future as more people get older.
I don't want to mention statistics. How big is your family?
5.
That's a big family. So, mom, dad, and
My siblings.
3 siblings.
Yes, correct.
Oh, you are above average Singapore, salute you already. Let me come over to you. How big is your family?
My family is generally quite small. I'm the only child.
You're the only child. Yeah, so the average. But I have two kids. So you are a rare exception in this instance because we have seen family size in Singapore shrink. Important for Singapore because our population is very small. So I think this is where the problem for Singapore lies in that we continue to create opportunities for employment in actually across all industries. Whether we're talking about finance, we're talking about logistics, whether we're talking about F&B, we're talking about retail, we are creating. You know, I got a friend who has a precision engineering firm just across the road on the other side of the school. And you know, he doesn't have enough people. He just essentially have to get people. He got some, I think, from here, but again from Malaysia, from China, because not enough of a skill set. So for Singapore's standpoint, it's really, can we find the labor if we were to generate growth and further business opportunity? Coming back to the budget, this is where again, we policymakers still continue to have to fine-tune in terms of how can we get more people to have more babies. Okay, this year exception, Dragon Baby show a lot one, which is mine when they go to school. Maybe that's the only point where they have a fight. But beyond that, it's really about being able to have labor force that can be essentially being moved along with younger people, because uncle here is going to pass on. I wish I have another 50 years to go, but I may be 20 because average age is about 84. I'm 64 now. So the changes which is taking place today, which is why I think whether it's in IT, in university, or in upgrading in diploma, skill future, whether young and old, is about adding productive labor force, keeping them as productive and healthy, very important going forward.
As for me, I'm actually quite curious. And as an economist like you, how far have you seen Singapore develop?
So I've been basically working in finance and economics and analysis since 1990, and clearly we have seen the transformation of Singapore. I think what struck me clearly at this point, and since Ryan lived in Punggol, was when we first came, that's when we first heard the government talking about Punggol 21. We were like, huh? Punggol 21? Where is that? It's swampland. But obviously today, more than 30 years later, you live in a very developed township, modern amenities, etc. as well. I think that's really what Singapore is about in terms of creating and constantly and maintaining its connectivity to the world by ensuring it stays relevant by creating business opportunity irregardless of the economic cycle. I have gone through easily 4 recession cycle, some worse than the others. If you think the pandemic is bad, you should have been around during the Asian financial crisis of 1998. That was when really businesses collapsed and failed. But today we learn the lesson from all these recession, whether it is from SARS, the 98 financial crisis, or the global financial crisis, to adopt and adapt policies that constantly help businesses retain workers and hire new ones. And I suppose that's really the key thing, and which is why I'm very excited for you both, because I don't know when you move down that career path, whether you will be that compliance officer that you plan to be, or you might find something because opportunities is out there to do a switch in another course, digital transformation coming from just using digital works, etc., which I find very exciting. I wish, if not for gardening, that's something I want to do as well. So in terms of the Singapore journey that I've seen, it's really about how we constantly look to reinvent, create new things that makes it important Singapore stay relevant, so that whether it's you two or let's say your children and their children to come still would have opportunity. Today, you have opportunity to be able to switch if you don't, because the good thing is, as I said, Singapore constantly is able to find opportunity to create businesses that allows the creation of new work. Yes, some of the work will be destroyed as technology changes and improve. I mean, during my days, you probably haven't seen them before. Those VCR, ask your parents, they will have video recorder. What happened to the technician of these machines when these are being displaced? This budget is really setting the stage for the next stage of Singapore development, which is going to be, I think, going to be a lot more exciting, which is why I wish I have another 50 years more to go along.